Healthy weight varies by individuals, yet research suggests too much or too little weight on a person can result in health concerns. A common way to look at weight is by body mass index, or BMI. This is a calculation taking both height and weight into account. Global research shows that a BMI of 18.5 to 24.9 is considered healthy. The BodyKey Smart Loss app will make these calculations, helping you set a healthy target. For individuals who have a ways to go, the BodyKey app will help you set a greater weight loss target, but not beyond a maximum of 12.5% of your total body weight over the 6-month program. This is done to teach you how to eat for your future weight and not deprive your body of what it needs, teaching you the eating habits to sustain your new target weight. Good luck on starting your smart loss journey.
Hi everyone! So we've been talking about Heart Health Month and staying healthy, protecting your heart. One of the most important ways you can protect your heart is by maintaining a healthy weight. Obesity and being overweight is a huge risk factor for cardiovascular disease. I know a lot of you have been trying different diets, trying to lose weight. I run into people all the time, friends, family, who tell me, oh, I tried this new diet, it's not working. Actually, did you know over 90 million people annually go on a new diet, and over $70 billion is spent on diet plans each year? Those numbers are outrageous. It's just crazy. But I get it. Everybody wants to lose weight and stay healthy. So today I wanted to just introduce to you really quickly Symphony Organics BodyKey Smart Loss program, which includes, meal replacement shakes, bars, snacks, and a lot of other healthy options to help you stay on track with your goals. But more importantly, one of the most valuable things that we have is called the BodyKey Smart Loss Digital Coach app, which is a free app that you can go into your phone and download. Just go into your app store, type in BodyKey Smart Loss, and it'll come up. This app actually is a personalized approach to long-term weight loss goals. We have to remember that we want to keep the weight off. Once we're losing, you want to keep it off. A lot of us sort of think short term, but this particular apps help you, think long term. It also provides a lot of tips and strategies in how you can sort of change your lifestyle habits and behaviors and mindset so you can meet your goals. We think about losing weight as just changing what we're eating and what we're putting into our body. And while yes, that's really important, it's also important that we sort of change our lifestyle behaviors and thinking and understand how our positive mindset can really help us drive our goals home. And the third thing that I think this app really helps with is making sure that you're tracking your progress with frequent weigh-ins and things like that. For me, I'm in marketing communications. I always want to make sure I'm getting my ROI, return on investment. So whatever time and money or effort I'm putting into something, I want to make sure I understand how I'm getting that back by tracking my progress. So this app helps you to do that. This app actually has 3 really cool features. The first being a graph, which again is a way for you to sort of track your goals. It helps you estimate where you should be in your weight loss goals. The second is a food journal, which you can write down and jot down all the foods you've been eating. And it also provides you with some healthy recipe ideas based upon your preferences and personalization that you put into the app. And the third feature is actually one of my favorite. It's called the challenge, which is actually a way for you to sort of track your progress with other people and be accountable. So if you have other friends and family who can jump on the app also, you guys can do some fun challenges together, weigh in, see who met their goals yesterday, who met their goals the day before, things like that. We always say it's really important with any weight loss goal or any goal that you're trying to meet that you have an accountability partner. And this app really gives you a way to have an accountability partner through the challenge feature. So again, this app is really just a personalized approach to weight loss goals. It really gives you some tips and strategies to change your overall habits, thinking, a mindset, and then a way to track your progress. Again, it's called the BodyKey Smart Loss Digital Coach app. Welcome everybody to our Heart Health, Self-Love, and Self-Care webinar. I'm so happy to have you guys with us today. This is really such an extraordinary topic to talk about. This month is all about celebrating you and celebrating your heart and protecting your heart physically, but also mentally and emotionally, making sure you're taking care of yourself from the inside out. So today I have our double duo here, Jenny Bellina Monzon and Laura Rambaros with me again, and my team. They are the extraordinary ladies coming on today to give us some tips and strategies. Welcome back, ladies, to Simply Organics webinar.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. I'm so glad you guys can join me again. I know last time we had an extraordinary webinar as well, and we had some great feedback. So today's topic is all about self-love, self-care, self-awareness, heart health, and we want to make sure we're giving people some information on how they can stay heart healthy. So I want to skip over to the mental and emotional aspects of it, because I know we focus a lot on the physical. We know we have to exercise and eat healthy and vitamins, but there's also that aspect of making sure that we're taking care of ourselves from the inside out. Jenny, recently you and I were talking about you were struggling with some of the things that you were, personally going through being an entrepreneur and working full time and kind of the work-life balance. And I think you wanted to talk a little bit about, how give us some feedback and how that can affect you.
Yeah, so I love this topic because self-care, self-love is so important in all of our journeys. It is absolutely necessary for all of us to take the time to be aware of our emotional well-being, our physical well-being, our mental well-being, because let me tell you, burnout is real. Right. All right. If you have not experienced burnout, then please share your secret with me because I need to know.
Yeah.
So, as you know, or some of you may not know, I work full time, but my husband and I also own a digital marketing agency that we started 3 years ago. And I have been very active, more so probably I would say in the past year and a half. So obviously after work, I work, right? So recently, I had some trouble trying to maintain my schedule, maintain the tasks that I needed to get done with our clients. I felt like I was underperforming. I was taking on too much. I was, having some anxiety. I was feeling overwhelmed, and like those are not fun emotions, right, to experience. So I had to really take a look inside and have a conversation with my business partner, who is also my husband, and let him know this is not working for me. I need help. Something's got to change because I cannot maintain, working full time and working after work and then maintaining a household, and then trying to get my workouts in and everything like that, right? So what we did was we had to bring someone else, a couple more people on board, one of them being a family member and another one being our ops manager. So they were able to help me take some of the load off so that I can focus on other things, because me underperforming, that's not who I am, because I always feel like you should strive for greatness, right? But not at the expense of your health,
right.
Or your
That's a good point. Yeah, exactly.
So you have to learn how to ask for help and to set boundaries for yourself and learn to say no.
Right.
At the end of the day, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You're not serving people, to the best of your ability if you yourself are not feeling well, right? So
exactly.
That's just my time. So thankfully, I'm in a better space mentally, and like physically and everything, so emotionally. So yeah.
Well, it's important that you were able to recognize you needed that break and you needed to have that work-life balance, and you spoke to your business partner, aka husband, who, you guys had a good communicative relationship and kind of got through it together, which is great. Which also brings me to the point that, recently for myself too, I had gotten a little sick. Unfortunately, I had the virus, which it was a really mild case, thank God. But during that time, it also caused a lot of my symptoms due to Parkinson's to become a lot worse. And I needed the help, and I had my husband here, and I had to ask for help. And at first I didn't want to ask for help because I kind of wanted to just do everything myself. So you brought up a good point about needing to ask for help and needing to rely on other people. And, he was a great support system for me. And it took me a little while to realize that. And that's all part of heart health care and taking taking care of ourselves, and just realizing that the supporting people around us, our friends and families, are there to help and support us, right? So we actually have to reach out to them and use their strength and motivation to get us through whatever's happening in our lives. And that, that experience taught me that recently. So
Absolutely. I love what you both are saying, how literally you had to speak your heart through your love language. And that's exactly what you did. And you weren't afraid to say, this is what I need right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling impatient. And this is what I need from you. And this is how you can help me. And that's something that I think I struggled with for a while, because I didn't want to be vulnerable. Like, we all want to be like this superwoman, amazing.
right. We don't want to show anybody that we're going through. Yeah, we want to always be strong. I totally got you on that one. Yeah.
So I think it's so important to really, really be honest and really say what it is that we need to say, because it's the highest form of self-love. It really is, right? When you take care of yourself and self-love, and it's not being selfish. I think a lot of people like make that kind of like mistake when they think, oh, self-love is being selfish, it's not right to put yourself first. No, you need to put, you like Jenny, like you said, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you can't. So when your cup is full, then your cup can literally runneth over, right? And you can take care of everyone else, and of course when you feel comfortable with doing that. That's why I think we also need to be mindful of the way that we speak to ourselves as well. Like that inner critic. I call it like our self-talk, our self-speech, right? We need to be like more like, I'll catch myself saying things like, God, that was dumb, or why am I so dumb? Like, why? Like, I'm like, I have to be like really careful of those things that I say, because words are powerful. They really are.
And they stick with you forever. Yeah, they have a lasting impact.
Exactly.
Like my husband will correct me or be like, hey, you just said, like, I'll say like, I can't, or I always blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, that's a no. You know that.
No, I know better. I just have to be aware of it.
Yeah. Yep. They always say what the spoken word is so powerful. Whatever you say is actually what's going to happen. And, going back to like when I was sick, I would always tell myself, all right, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. And I had to keep telling myself that in order to actually get through it and to, stay positive. But at first it was hard, and I think we definitely want to give people some ideas and how to get over that hump of like, it's difficult. Like, what do you do? How do you get over the negative thoughts in your head? How do you rid yourself of all those toxins and negative energies that kind of surround you sometimes when you experience bad things like that, right?
Yeah. First thing is being self-aware, because self-awareness is the first step towards change. So once you can recognize that, or catch yourself when you're saying bad things or negative things, and you can easily just switch that.
Right, exactly. And I think also, we do experience bad things all the time, and this is part of life. We're all on a journey and things happen, but I think we have to remember to be grateful for all the things that we do have around us, all the small things, whether it be, being able to see a sunset or spend some time with our kids or our pets, or, things like that. I think we always have to sit down and just be thankful for all the small things that we do have, and just open our hearts to gratitude. And I think that really helps us overcome some of the challenges that we face. And overall, that's good for the heart physically too, believe it or not.
Yeah. And it absolutely is. And like some things that I actually just really got this recently, it's like these stress less and self-care cards. I don't know if you can see these.
That is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, they're so great. Like there's just and it gives you actual tasks to like follow through with. Like this one is a gratitude meditation. And it's just about like, as soon as you wake up and before you go to sleep, list 3 or 4 things that you're grateful for. And then just feel the joy of like how your blanket feels warm around you, what you feel comfortable with. Are you grateful? Like how comforting is that cup of coffee that you're drinking? I think when we're more grateful for things, we open that abundance in for more things to flow, And I think it's just a matter of kind of like, literally, like this one says heart opener, and that's what I like.
Love that.
Rose quartz is great, right? As for opening the heart chakra, Rose quartz is great for that. So this actually talks about that, about relaxing like your mind and body,
Right.
breathing, literally
Oh
breathing,
yeah,
like,
breathing
placing
is
your
really
palms
important.
on your heart, yeah, and feeling your heart beating, you know, and acknowledging and saying thank you, heart, you know, for breathing and for letting me letting the oxygen flow throughout my body, and for taking care of me the way that you do, so that I can take care of others and not only love myself but love others as well. And this has been like, the cards have been really good, you know, like as far as like encouraging the self-love and self-awareness, which is like, yeah,
I
so
love that. I love that
yeah,
those cards help. That's
yeah,
great. It's a great motivation tool.
Exactly.
it
And
is,
reminders too,
it
you
so
know.
is.
It's
Like,
kind of like an accountability partner,
Yeah.
but except
Yes.
written down.
Yes.
That's so cool. I love that.
So true.
In our house, we have post-it notes around the house that my husband has put up, like one on the bathroom mirror upstairs. So when you are looking at the mirror, it says, love yourself. You know,
Yeah.
it says, forgive yourself. Because I think that's a big part of
Oh
self-care,
yeah,
you know,
forgiveness.
That is so
self-love, forgiving
powerful.
yourself. So
Yeah,
Yeah, forgiving yourself and forgiving others.
it's
yeah,
true.
Letting go of grudges and things like
hard
that
as
as
it can
well.
be to forgive others.
It's true.
That's not as easy, but it's got to be done.
Yeah.
So true. How many times have you like literally reenacted events, right?
Oh
And
my
just
gosh.
like you won't let
Oh
it
yeah,
go, you know?
I
And it's
know.
like, okay, I gotta forgive that. I gotta just let it go.
So true.
And move on. And we do that. We hold on to these wounds, you know, and
Right.
looking back at it, it's still there. It's still like we're digging at the scab, you know, and we can't, yeah, we can't do that. Like whatever it was a lesson, and we have to find like that. Of course, there's always, I think, a lesson to be learned somewhere in it. But I think the calming the criticism is something that I think that is really important, you know, and just acknowledging like what, like there's something called the 5 love languages. And like it's pretty cool. Like if you take a quiz, it's like 5lovelanguages.com. And if you, the way that you love, it'll tell you based on the quiz, like if it's words of affirmation, like you were just saying, Jenny, with the post-it notes, which I think is so great. Something like, I appreciate you, you know, thank you, I love you so much, you're so amazing. So you'd love to hear that from your partner, for example, right? Or quality time, no distractions, active listening, yes, quality time. Acts of services, like them doing chores or making dinner, like, wow, that's so considerate, you know, like, thanks for thinking of me, you know. Gifts, of course, yeah, that's
Mine
also
is
Everybody
zero.
wants a
I
gift.
got
I'll take the
zero
gift.
for gifts because
give
it
me a gift, right? Meaningful gifts, of
I love
course, like thoughtful gifts, like, oh, you know, that's great, you know, you really
Right.
and physical touch, of course, affection, you know, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a huge part of it. It really is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But I
It
love
is.
what you just said about, I think you said active listening. You know,
Yeah.
that's a really important tool that people kind of skip over, because I know we're all so busy and we're working and we're trying to cook dinner for the kids and do things, but sometimes we actually have to sit down and listen to each other and take in the conversation so we can actually help each other,
Right.
especially in a relationship with your spouse or significant other. It's really important, that active listening. I love that you said that, Laura. That's great.
And no phone, okay? No phone, all right?
Right. And
Active
that's a
listening.
big,
You
big
guys are like
distraction.
full on, no TV, no distractions, just like, you know, how was your day? Really, how was your day?
Well,
Like,
again, with the Netflix, like we talked about this last time. How do we get over the distractions with all these Netflix shows coming out? By the way, I just saw Firefly Lane. It was so good.
you did? Oh, okay.
It was pretty good. See, there you go. I got distracted.
So funny. Ooh, the lights, and you just go.
But no, we really have to learn to put down our phones, and
Yeah.
like Jenny was saying
Be
before,
present,
just kind of
actively
balancing out your
present,
time.
yes.
Yeah, just kind of knowing your priorities and setting your priorities straight. And whether you keep a list or a book or put it on a chalkboard or a whiteboard, whatever you do, you just kind of have to prioritize and figure out a way to make it all work.
There's a quote that I read recently that says, self-care is giving the world the best of you, not what's left of you, right?
Oh,
So
I
like
love that.
I think you said, not to be distracted, not to be, you know, like especially as a spouse, right? because
Mhm.
you guys have kids, right? Hopefully one day I will. But so you're
will.
busy, you know, you work, you take care of your household, you take care of your kids. I'm sure at the end of the day you're tired, right? But then when it comes
Right.
time to actually maybe having a conversation or spending time with your spouse, you know,
Mhm.
we should always be able to give them the best of us, not what's left at the
Right.
end of the day when we've
Right.
given it to everyone else, you know,
Right.
and not to that. Choosing
Right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in between all that, we got to understand a big part of heart health care and taking care of ourselves is eating healthy. I mean, we kind of skip over that because we're, like you said, we're so busy. But we also
Mhm.
have to remember to incorporate healthy meals and making sure we're getting in all those fresh fruits and veggies. And I know later on we will have Megan Walters who'll be doing a little segment about exercise for us as well. She'll be telling us some ways to keep our heart rate up and how we can really stay active, because staying active is a really important part of making sure that we're healthy from the inside out. You know, without staying active and eating healthy, that sort of goes hand in hand.
Especially for women, heart disease is the number one.
Right.
So
Yeah, exactly. And obesity is one of the highest risk
Mhm.
factors actually for heart disease. So later on, we also have another segment talking about, you know, obesity and how we can help with weight loss management, things like that. But yeah, this is really just a topic that incorporates so many different areas, right?
Yeah, it does. I think overall, like, you have to figure out what you love to do, you know, what makes you
Right.
happy, because you have to schedule or make that time, you know,
Mhm.
prioritize like your me time or your self-care, you know, whether that's taking your bubble bath, you know, or going for a walk, you know, getting
Right.
that heart rate up, you know, or just like reading a book or watching Netflix, you know, like
Right.
you
Right.
have to
No,
make
exactly.
time
You got to figure
to
out.
rest and recharge, you know, find out what, you
Yeah, recharging is really important.
know, also getting rest, you know, enough
Yeah.
rest. That's really
Yeah.
important.
Right.
I cannot
Yeah.
function if I don't have like my 8 hours of sleep, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
every day I want to show up as my best. That
No,
won't happen
really.
if I'm on like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Like, no.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. And I noticed that too. The last few nights I've been, you know, up late doing some work and just trying to get things done. And I've been going to bed so late, and the next day I'm like, oh, why did I do that to myself? Because I feel like I'm not as productive the next day. And what's the point of that? You know, if you're feeling lethargic and you can't do anything, you're not productive, there's no point in that. So, you know, and then I love the fact that you said find something that you like to do, like a hobby, you know. As we were talking before we started, Jenny, you know, I started getting back into writing, and I find it to be so
I love that.
therapeutic. You know,
Yes.
I used to love writing so much, and I just put it to the side because you got into like a 9 to 5 job and you have kids and
Mhm.
you kind of put aside all the things that you love to do. But, you know, I just encourage everybody who's listening, find what you love to do, whether it be writing or walking or art or dancing, whatever it is, just get into that hobby and stick with it because it'll really help you. And it's very therapeutic.
For sure.
Absolutely. You find your joy. You find literally
Yeah.
what your heart like speaks as far as joy, you know, like what makes your heart happy.
Yes, I love it.
There's yeah, absolutely. And it's something where you just kind of you have to just spend time with yourself. You know, that's really what it is.
Right.
And just understanding like what it is that your body is trying to tell you, you know, either through because and you'll know like you'll feel the anxiety, you'll feel like, you know, it's like, okay, that's a little different, that's odd, like why am I feeling this, why am I feeling that?
Right.
And it's literally your body telling you, okay, you got to slow down,
Yeah.
this is a little too much, you know. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of like really listening, really appreciating everything as was it what it is for the moment, and being honest with yourself too, you know, because sometimes, you know, we think, oh, we got it, it's okay, and then we don't really realize, well, no, it's really not okay, you know, and we're under a lot more stress than we're really able to, I guess, recognize, or we think, oh, it's okay, it's fine, you know, it's no big deal. But then it does kind of sneak up on you, you know, and then you're just like, you know what, no, I really don't think I am okay. And
Yeah.
that's where I try not to let myself get to, you know, I try to recognize the warning signs, the literally the red flags, right? It's like, okay, the flash, they start blinking, and then I'm like, all right, that I need to make sure and have some me time. I gotta definitely say what it is that I need right now, and I need to take care of myself, because you're not going to be good for anyone else, you know, if you're not taking care of yourself.
Right.
So
It's
true.
really a priority.
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because
Mhm.
I am like super positive, right? And I don't really like to feel anything less than happy. So when I don't feel well, or like if something's bothering me, I'll just kind of like push it aside and go, well, everything's going to be fine in the end. So I'm not going to feel
Mhm.
those sad, negative emotions and waste my
Yes.
time on them, right? But then I've learned, you know, by talking to some friends, you know, over the past year or so, that like it's important to feel those emotions.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, whatever emotion that you're feeling,
Mhm.
go for it and like sit in it, you know, and acknowledge it, but then, you know, let it go and release it, or
Yes.
move on from there. Don't hold on to it, you know. So like before I would never cry, you know, now, you know, I'll cry once in a while if I feel like it, you know. And I just, it's okay, like you said, to like to know that like things are not okay. Everything doesn't have to be okay all the time. You
Right.
know, like we're
That's
not
really
alone.
important.
Yeah.
So that's really a lot about acceptance, and it
Yeah.
took me a long time to really accept. I think you know, we talked about this a lot when I was first diagnosed with Parkinson's. I didn't want to accept that. I just wanted to be positive. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to
We
say,
talk about it for like 5 years.
yeah, I didn't tell anybody. You know,
Me
it was something.
me personally, I didn't even want to ask you because you never opened up to talk about it. So
Right.
I didn't want to ask, you know.
Exactly. And I guess it has to happen on your own time. That's one thing too. You can't push anybody to really open up until they're actually ready, you know? And
Mhm.
I had to be ready to have that acceptance and then let it go. And then say, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to heal. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be okay. But I had to go through the initial process first of like kind of like, you know, crying and letting it go and saying, I don't have Parkinson's and what is this? And I'm going to be fine. But at the end of the day, I had to really accept in order to heal physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, Jenny, you're absolutely right. If you got to cry it out, cry it out. You got to grieve, but you actually have to feel real emotions to get through it.
And what Laura said earlier, like we don't want to feel, we don't, I think Laura said it, like we're strong women. We don't want to look weak or
Yep.
feel like, or, you know, show vulnerability or anything.
Right.
Like that. But hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is, you know,
Right.
it's real life. You know.
Yeah. We got to get through it. This is all a journey that we're on together. And if we didn't face challenges and we just had the easy path, what would life be? I mean,
Right.
we wouldn't be
And we wouldn't appreciate the good, the
exactly,
joy.
exactly.
That's what it is when it comes to like negative and literally like feeling your feelings. Well, the negative aspects of it, that is, when you are joyful, when you are happy, oh my gosh, you soak it in, you know?
Right.
It's like you're ever present, you know, when you really are, and because you savor it more, you know, because you're
Right.
just like, how long will this last? And hopefully it does last, you know.
Right.
But gosh, it's something where it really takes sorrow, you know, to really appreciate joy, you know, that it's
Yeah.
bittersweet, but it's true, you know. And
Yeah, it's so true.
such an inspiration, everything that you've been through, and to be able to do what you're doing now, it's
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm trying just as much as everybody else out there, as you guys are too. I mean, everybody has their own challenges and their own roads and
right.
roadblocks that we're all catching. But I think
Mhm.
it's important, like you guys, you know, you ladies are both saying, is that we have to learn to stay on track and just try to overcome these humps with, you know, some motivation and confidence, and just staying positive is really key. I got to tell you, for me, positivity does it all. And my mom is a huge strength factor in that, I got to tell you, and my mother-in-law and my husband. So family and support and friends and
Yeah.
all you guys are the biggest support. So surrounding yourself, Jenny always says this, surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to continuously uplift you. And I think that's a really important tool to have in your life, is the support of friends and family.
It's
Absolutely.
like better and easier when you have that
The
support.
circle is everything. It's so true. I always say it's quality over quantity. It's so
Right.
true, you know? It's really you that's another thing I think that is so important, is making sure that your circle is positively and as supportive as possible. You know, I think it's something where you really have to like look at it and, you know, critically analyze and make sure that everybody in there is in fact the most supportive, because energies are very strong, you know, energies.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think it's a matter of, you know, you want to make sure that the vibe is positive, you know, and everybody is in fact
Right.
as supportive as and guiding as possible.
Yep. So, you know, we talked a lot about self-love and self-care, and we talked a little bit about the food, and you know, we want to make sure we're getting in those fresh fruits and veggies. You're eating healthy. A lot of green leafy vegetables is important. I know you guys take some of the vitamins from Simply Organic as well, so you want to make sure you're taking a lot of the Jenny's like obsessed with the gummies.
Yeah. I think we're down to one bottle, so I'm gonna have to order more.
Yeah, so we want to make sure you're investing in the vitamins, making sure that you're taking like the omega-3s, the CoQ10s, and all those important vitamins and supplements to help fill the gaps in your diet. And like I said, later on, we'll have Megan Walters do a little segment about how to get your heart rate up, because exercise is a huge part of it. And making sure that you're maintaining a healthy weight is obviously really important. So these are all just the key factors of heart health and from the inside out. Thank you both for joining me today. This was an amazing segment. I hope we gave some valuable information to all of our listeners today. Any lasting thoughts?
Love and light to all, and just make sure you just take care of you.
Yeah, be very intentional and be aware as much as possible.
Yes, set good intentions. Make sure you're doing your affirmations. Meditations are really, really important. Make sure you just take a moment to breathe for yourself, especially if you're having a hard day. Like you both said, you need that time out for yourself. So, and this is a good time out listening to us, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're a fun group, aren't we?
Super fun.
So I think we should end this with like your favorite new Netflix show, just for the fun of it. Like I said, I just watched Firefly Late, which I thought was pretty wasn't it? It was good, right?
Really good.
So if you do want to relax, everybody needs and deserves some time for relaxation. So that was my show. Laura, what did you watch?
I finished what did I finish recently? Bridgerton, and
that was pretty good too.
That was
great. That was phenomenal. So
Nice.
I love that. Yeah.
And what did you watch, Jenny?
I'm currently watching College Friends, or Friends in College or something like that.
Oh,
but I'm only on the
okay.
first episode. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you know what else? I started watching WandaVision.
You know
No,
what?
I
I
haven't
tried
watched
that,
that.
but I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it's dragging a little.
Yeah,
but,
it was. But I did see the new Kevin James comedy show. What is it called? The Team. It's like a NASCAR show, so that was pretty funny.
okay.
If you're looking for a good laugh. So yes, we are just talking about heart health, making sure we're maintaining our bodies from the inside out. Thank you both for joining me today, and I will see everybody soon again for our next
Thanks so
segment,
much.
hopefully.
Take
The
care.
dynamic duo with me. Thanks, ladies.
Bye.